My name is Rosina. I'm a banker, I'm a biker, an event planner. I let one out. Salsa dancer. Let's go again, don't worry. Hello. Once again, this is Salsarozie and you're welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're watching me and you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Subscribe, hit that notification button, like, share, so I can keep getting this content every time. Now today on this episode, I have a very special lady with me. Her name is Eyram. Now let me tell you how me and Eyram know each other. Okay, we go way back. Okay, so Eyram and I used to be on the same basketball team. You don't believe it? Yeah, we used to play basketball in the University of Ghana. We used to play basketball with the same team, and we used to hang out a lot. And she was she was pretty feisty, and I used to call her the saucy chick. Remember, right? Yeah. So we used to do a lot of things. We used to hang out, play, and do all sorts of things. And over the years, we lost touch a little bit, but something very unique brought us back together. That was motorcycles. So Eyram got married, 4 children. Yes, to a very fine gentleman named Mauli. And unfortunately, Mauli passed through a motorcycle accident. Very, very unfortunate. And today I have her in the studio to come and do something very difficult. But I think God is my friend. I think she's willing to do this for me.
Of course.
Okay, so basically today we are going to go through her journey, how she managed her grief, how she's taking care of the children. And believe you me, she's also a banker, which means she's a corporate lady. How is she doing all of this amidst all of this? So, Eyram, welcome to my studio.
Thank you.
Welcome to my channel. So great to have you. So I want to just hit it, right from the start.
Okay.
So, your husband, motorcycle rider, how did you take it when he was riding motorcycles? Like, what was the energy behind it?
Because of the stories I have heard, like how risky it was, I didn't like it, but I realized it was his passion. And he was so into it. So, and one thing he promised me was he will ride safe and he will be there for us. So I was like, okay, remember one day we came to visit you in your house?
Yes.
And I told your husband, take care of my husband for me.
Exactly.
Yeah, because I know how sometimes he can be. So that was it. It wasn't something I really wanted, but I supported him because it was his passion. So that was how.
Okay, now the next question is going to be it's even hard for me to ask.
No, it's fine.
But when it happened, how was the news broken to you and how did you take it? What was your initial reaction?
I still remember everything like it was yesterday.
How many years now?
4 years. This year will be 4 years.
4 years. Wow.
12 October. Next month will be exactly 4 years he passed. So that day, it was a Saturday morning. And we were in the house when he told me he's going for a program, like MTN program, in Akosombo. Honestly, I saw the motorbike that he was going to take. I wasn't so happy about it. You know that thing when you feel there's something wrong somewhere. I should take that motorbike from him. But I wanted him to be happy. I mean, he was all excited in the morning, so I just didn't want to ruin his day. So I was just watching him, and all I could tell him was, Nana. I used to call him Nana. So I'm like, Nana, today of all days, I am begging you, think about me and the children and ride safe.
Oh, you actually did that?
Yes, I told him. God is my witness. I told him. So, he was in a very good mood. He hugged me, kissed me, and he told me he will see me in 2 days. He was supposed to come back, I think Sunday or Monday. I've forgotten the actual day. So, he left, and I also went to the gym. So, I was doing aerobics in the morning around 8-something, 9, I don't really remember the time. I just felt a stab in my heart. So I just went down and I was just saying in my heart, oh God. No, my husband, there's something wrong somewhere. So my instructor was like, are you okay? I'm like, yes, I'm fine. I got confused all of a sudden. So I decided to leave the gym because I was feeling some way, you know, like there's something wrong somewhere, but you just can't lay a finger on it. Like there's something wrong somewhere. All I could think about was him. I'm like, God, please, please bring my husband home safely to me. He told me he wanted banku and okra soup when he comes back. So I went to the market. I was going to the market. I was still not comfortable. There was something wrong somewhere. And when I wanted to buy the food stuff for what he wanted, I actually heard a clear voice in my ears, your husband is not coming back. You know, being the Christian, I started praying, rebuking that voice, doing everything. I'm like, no, no, God, please, no. At least whatever has happened, you bring, even if he's in a wheelchair, I'll take him like that. You know. Then I went to sit in the car. Then I could feel a heavy presence around me. Like a voice telling me, Eyram, be strong and all that. Then I had a call from one of his colleagues and was like, Eyram, where are you? Then I told him on my way home, he was like, okay, Albert gave me a package to be given to you. And I knew it was a lie. I just knew because of how I was feeling, you know, like there's a heavy presence around me and all that. So I just knew it was a lie. I got home, I hadn't eaten in the morning and I didn't feel like eating anything. And I was breastfeeding at that time, so.
How old was your youngest child at the time?
She was a year and 2 months, I think, yeah.
Okay.
I actually didn't feel like eating anything that day. There was a heavy presence in the house and all I could do was to pray for him. So all I was telling God, God, please, I beg you. God, please, I beg you. God, please, I beg you. Not my husband. Then I was in the house when, so yeah, I think I'm missing something. So when I got home, I sent the location to the friend that called. So I was in the house when I saw his boss, a lady from HR, and another lady, I've forgotten, I don't remember so well, at the gate. So I saw them, I'm like, where is Albert? What is going on? So I started shaking. I couldn't even open the gate. I started shaking. And what was his name? The boss. I didn't really remember them. Victor. Victor was his name. Okay. I was like, Eyram, just open the gate for us. Let us in. So I'm like, okay. So I opened the gate for them and they sat down. They asked of the children and everything. So Victor just went straight to the point. I was like, Eyram, I'm coming to tell you something. You just have to be strong. I'm like, what is going on? What is wrong with Albert? Okay, so Albert was going to Akusumbo. He got to Akuse Junction and he didn't make it. I'm like, what do you mean by he didn't make it? So at that point, honestly, I don't remember anything that happened, whatever skirmishes. I just don't remember anything I did. All I remember was later in the day, I just found myself at the gate. I was sitting on the ground at the gate. So that was when I was like, how did I get here? How did I get here? So that was it. That was how I got to know. And that same evening,
how goosebumps all over.
Yeah, like, that same evening they brought back his backpack that he took on his journey. His I don't know how you guys call it, the jacket and everything.
Yeah, the gears.
Yeah, the gears. They brought everything back to me, and I just held on to them. That night I slept alone, and I felt a presence around me. I had put the helmet where his pillow was, his jacket.
Where his body is supposed to
arranged. I arranged it as a human, like a human being on the bed. And I was just sleeping by him. It was the third day. Because anybody who wanted to come for those gears, I'll fight the person. So they all stayed away and they were wondering. My mom was very worried. Is she okay? How is she taking this thing? You know, I was just walking around. People were coming into the house. I was just watching them, but it's not a feeling I would even wish for an enemy. It's not.
So you were in denial?
Yes, I was like, no, my husband. So it was on the third day. I wasn't eating anything. I was just drinking water. They were just forcing things down my throat. And you force it down my throat, I'll bring it out.
Because I was there and I saw bits and pieces of it. And there's something that was very unique around the time is that I was with you and then you suddenly say, oh, Albert just passed.
Yeah, because I could see him. And my grandmother, anytime I talk like that, then you'll be like, Eyram, are you sure you're okay? Are you sure you can? So I was like, no, I could see him. He just passed there. He's the one standing over there. What's going on? Then my grandma would just be watching me. It was when I saw him by the wall, he was like sort of having a fist, like hitting the wall. Like something had gone on and he's so pained, like hitting the wall. Like, he's the one standing over there. Then my grandmother was just watching me and my lips started swelling. And they sat me down. They were like, it's true, you've been seeing him around. So I saw him, he displayed a lot. And I liked it.
You liked it?
I think about it like, God, he's gone, but he's so brave. Even now. No, even now.
So he's still around?
Yeah.
What kind of a marriage did you have? If you had to say it in a word, like in a sentence or two, what kind of a marriage? Like how? Because you're a very playful person, so I'm thinking it would be very playful, very exciting. I'm trying to figure out the level of closeness, the way you were able to feel him around you, see him around you. So, what was a typical day?
I can't say that thing in a sentence.
Okay.
He was my best friend. We're going to a gym together and people didn't know he was my husband. They knew I was married and they thought I was rather trying to cheat on my husband.
With him?
He comes around like, hey, what's up? I'm like, you did. Then I would just go do my workout and so it was when he passed, like, oh, so that was your husband. We thought you were rather trying to cheat. No marriage is perfect. I mean, we had a fight, we had everything. But Charlie, he was a husband and he was a father. He is that kind of man when a child is crying, will go for the child and you allow you to sleep, feed the child, do milk. Yeah. He could literally put the child on the laps and bath the child, a baby. He will do that.
Wow.
He will tell you, hey, Charlie, go out, have fun. Let me be home. I'll take care of the baby. I mean, he was that type, so I really felt it. And he said I'm playful, but he was more playful. It got to a point, I'm like, if I don't become strict, my house will be chaotic. So I had to take the strict side and he was the playful one. So sometimes I'll be chasing them.
So he was the good cop and you were the bad cop.
Yes. I just had to do that. So it got to a point I had to be chasing him with the kids and the house with Cain. Like people will stop it, that thing. So it got to a point, even when he comes home, the children will be like, hey daddy, when I get there, I'll be like, oh
mommy, mommy's back.
So he was that type where like he was more like welcoming and I was the strict one. I had to hold back. Otherwise, no. My children, how are they going to go?
Anyway. So the grief, how did you handle the grief? Because for some of us who were even on the sidelines, seeing what had happened through your eyes and the fact that you had 4 children and the last one was practically a baby, how did you handle the grief?
It's been good. Prior to the accident, I had already dreamt about it like 3 times already. I saw him in that same gear, lying in a pool of blood, like on the ground like that. 3 times. So I told him, Charlie, be careful. This thing, you really have to be careful. So it was like God has already prepared me for it. And I don't know whether you believe in spirituality, but there is one, because I have seen ghosts. I have seen him. Okay.
Have you communicated? Have you talked to him?
Those times I used to.
Okay.
I used to.
Okay.
Yeah, those times I used to.
Okay.
But now I just have to get over it and get over him. Move on with my life. So now I don't really do that anymore.
Okay.
Yeah. People have been so supportive. the bikers, his colleagues in the office, my friends, my family. People have really been supportive from day one it happened. I mean, I saw love from like all angles. And there are people at that point, you hear him talk to you and he will tell you, Eyram, this person is coming. He's happy I am gone. This person is coming. The person has a genuine heart. Be nice. This person is coming. Like I hear his voice. He tells me everything, and before I know it, like the person is here in that same attire. So I'm like, okay. So if I have
so
to,
he was warning you as to the people you should be nice to and the people you should ward off.
Precisely, he did that.
Oh wow.
So I was just, there are times someone would think, oh, she's not in her senses or anything, but I'm actually there watching you like tutu if I've been warned about you. So I just keep the children like being there, don't come out then. So it's been good, and you actually get people coming close to you and taking so much advantage of you. Yeah.
Care to share some?
So there's currently a case at a police station where a pastor I thought was a friend and everything, who came so close to me and I could literally share like my innermost thoughts and feelings with, decided to take advantage of me in such a situation. She was so close to me that the donations and everything that were coming, she saw everything. So the next day she'd be like, Eyram, God says bring 20,000. Otherwise, one of your children too will die. Then me in such a situation, I just lost my husband. So why won't I give the money away? Because I could give out everything just to have my husband back.
Or to preserve your children.
Yes. So why lose my child if I have it and I can give? So I just gave her the money and she'll come again, 15,000. God says, bring it. Otherwise, you yourself, you are going to die. I gave it out. God says this is going to happen and I'll give it out. So the big amount I remember, I mean, big in quote, because people will say, so there are some amounts like 5,000, 2,000. I just don't remember when. But I remember she took those monies.
But at what point did you realize that she was scamming you? Because this is clearly a scam.
It was last year, ending of, almost getting to the ending of last year. Well, there's something just cleared off my face. Like.
So she did this for about 2-3 years?
Yes. I lost a lot of monies.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So all the monies you guys want, I just give it out.
Wow.
So, I took her to the police station actually.
Okay.
And she's still paying.
Okay, so now she's paying back.
She's paying.
So it's not lost?
Yes, the policemen were like, really? I gave her my car. I don't know whether you remember the Hyundai.
Yes.
Yes, I gave it out, TV, even a laptop. Oh, I went for everything. Rosie, you know me.
So you collected everything back. That's good for you.
Yeah, she's still paying the money.
That's good for you. Good for you. Because I mean, the thing that gets to me is people who take advantage of people's grief. People who take advantage of people's agony. Look, when people are going through life-changing, situations, and they are confiding in you, you are coming from a privileged place. It means that you should feel privileged that this person is seeing you as a comfort net. That's one thing I can't stand. People who abuse people's vulnerability for their own good. Let's stop doing things like that.
Let me tell you something. I just remember something. One guy recently told me, she asked me for some money. Those times, now I declare small. So she asked me for some money and I told her I don't have it. Then she told one guy, it was later the guy came to me and was like, hey, you, this is what she said about him. She told the guy, hey, in tree, hey, Tetia, Eyram, the nisu tetino, maybe some excacros you nibi. That means it was intentional.
Oh.
Yes.
That right now you are seeing the light of day.
Yes.
So now when she asks you for money, you don't give it to her anymore, which means that her business plan is failing.
Yes. Oh, she actually built a house, 3-bedroom house, bought a car.
Wow.
And anytime she asked me for money, I was praying about it. Then I saw the 3-bedroom house. Okay, so this is what God was trying to save you from something. And as like you are trusting a human being over God, putting a human being.
And I'm sure you trusted her because you thought a person of God.
So I went to her and I told her, oh, I dreamt and I saw you moving into a 3-bedroom house. She was like, oh, then to God be the glory. Maybe this is God is going to bless me with a 3-bedroom house. I was like, no, you were actually building a 3-bedroom house. Like, yes, but she doesn't have it. Meanwhile, she was building. It was later everything came out. So it's like the church members, it's not me. She didn't do it to me alone.
She was coming a lot of church people.
Yeah, a lot of people. A lot of people. I can bring them on board if you want to.
Okay, now let's move on to work. Kids, because now you're now a single parent.
Yeah.
Not by choice. But through the unfortunate circumstances you found yourself in. So how are you managing work? Because working in a bank, trust me, I know it's not easy. Work and bringing up 4 children all by yourself.
It's been difficult. It's not been easy. There are days I just wish, oh God, I just wish he was even just, excuse me, say a lunatic, like on the streets. I can just point out to the kids, that's your dad going over there. You know,
like you just want him to be around in whichever state, shape or form.
I just wouldn't mind. Because, I mean, playing a mother and a father, I don't wish it for anybody. I mean, right now, a lot of people will not agree. Well, that's my perception. That I don't know whether they call it women empowerment. Someone will say I don't need a man. But to me, I don't know. My man completes me. So him being away, and he wasn't. It wasn't like he was an absent father.
He was a very present one.
Yes. So,
present father, present wife. Probably a model husband when people look at it.
So he took me everywhere. Even when you are not there, you can attest. You'll be mentioning my name.
Exactly, all the time. He was always on and on about you. I mean, he just had to spend 5 minutes with you, and everybody knew that he was married to an awesome lady like you and all of that. So yeah,
it wasn't easy, and it's being a single parent. Work, I have where I work. They are like a family. You know, I can just walk to my boss and tell Charlie, I have this thing to do, and let me take care of my children. I'm like, okay, go ahead. You know, it's like a family. I've not worked with a boss since he passed. Well, I was at a branch before moving to the head office, and I have my colleagues. They've been there. You know, and the bikers have also been there. His mates, like his colleagues in the office too. So I must say, maybe I have been lucky. There are lots of people who haven't had it like me, who I can just call someone for help and the person will just be there. You know, I remember when he passed, thieves came to the house and stole the kids' tablets. I just sat down, I'm like, oh God, how do I handle this? And I really felt the absence of a man. Because you know what? I woke up when the thieves were just by my window. And I was scared to go out because there was no man in the house. Wow. There was no man in the house. So, Nana Steven, wherever you are, God bless you.
Yeah, I actually was going to mention his name too because he took it up upon himself.
I called him that day. And he came, surveyed the area. He came at dawn.
Wow.
Yeah. But it happened around 2 a.m. Yes. And you know, God has been there. He's just been awesome. Thank God. They stole my bag, my work bag. I had some money in there. And in that bag, I had this shirt I had ordered, and my name and number was on it. So I sat on my bed. Then again, I'll be at work too. So I sat on my bed. I'm like, oh God, Albert, if only you were here. A few minutes later, I received a call. Is this Eyram? I said, yes. And the guy was like, okay, we saw some 2 guys, we apprehended them, and we have your bag. So I called an uncle of mine who is into the security stuff. And I was like, Eyram, it's the thieves. They want you to come out so they harm you. And then I was hearing Albert's voice. No, it's not. It's a lie. Your bag is there. Go for it. So I told the guy, don't worry, I'll come there in the morning. So I went there in the morning, and here was my bag. The tablets were gone, and they were like, they saw the 2 guys come in. There's this thing that have been playing. So they saw the 2 guys come in, and when they saw them, they were like, something was just pushing them, like, go after them, go after them. Like, so they just, hey, come here. And the guy was like, who are you that you are telling me to come here? So they started chasing them. And they threw my bag and they ran away.
Oh, okay.
They wanted to catch them. They threw my bag somewhere and they ran away. So they had my bag, and you know, I had a former boss staying in that area. I had my IDs and everything too in there.
Okay.
So at least, even if my phone number wasn't in there,
you would have been able to contact your workplace, and then, you know.
Yes, I would get everything back. So, being a single parent, it's hard. It's hard. Hey, women, hold your husband. So
hold your husband.
It's hard. It's tough. It's tough. You know, it's sometimes you just want to throw in the towel. It gets so overwhelming. You feel so emotionally drained. It's as if you take care of everyone else and nobody takes care of you. You see, it's like you're giving your all and nobody is thinking about you. You go somewhere and all the children do is to call you, Mommy, aren't you coming home? Mommy, aren't you coming home? But at that point, like, you just want your me time. You know, you just want to think about life, think about the next step to take and everything. But you not fault them. They are too young to understand. Yeah. So sometimes it's been really, really tough.
So the young one was 1 when he passed. Now she's about 5. So what do you tell her about her father? Like, how does she, I don't know. You know what I'm trying to ask. I'm not finding the right words, but
I get you.
At least the older ones, they experienced him, so they would have memories. But for her, what is father to her?
One day she just came to me. I think she was almost 2 years. Mommy, I was like, yes. Where's my daddy?
Because I'm sure in school she hears her colleagues.
That voice.
Yes, you did.
I recorded it. I was like, Mommy, yes. Where's my daddy? Like, Mommy, she says like 3 times. Where's my daddy? I'm like, oh God, what do I tell this girl? So I had to start playing with her just to take her mind off it. Because I at that point, I didn't want to break down. Because she would not understand anyway. So, she's been asking of her daddy. And
even still?
Yeah. And I can't tell her your daddy is passed. She won't understand. So, most of the time I ignore. And there was one she insisted, and I told her, God is your daddy. You know, at that point, she wanted to ask me more. Maybe in my mind, okay, why is everyone having a physical dad and you're telling me my dad is God? Because, you know, she was just fumbling. And I just told her, oh, take the phone, go and play. Because I wanted to dodge it.
So she still doesn't know the reality of what happened?
No, she doesn't. She doesn't.
Wow. Okay. Well, you came here with one of your daughters. So I'm going to find out her perspective on how she's handling the whole situation.
That's fine.
With an absent dad. And see how that also goes. Okay. So now, let me ask you a very funny question.
Okay.
Have you, since it happened, it's been 4 years now, have you thought of remarrying or dating somebody? Is it something that crosses your mind?
Yes. I mean, someone with one child, poet is saying, and me with 4 children.
So you a helper. Oh. Because you are still young. You see, the thing is, you are still young, and I'm sure people hate on you. But I don't know, the experience, does it make you want to have someone else, or you think you may not get somebody as good as your husband, or you think that I don't know what goes through your head when it comes to, I can't use the word replacement because there's no true replacement.
Yeah.
But what are your thoughts along probably dating again, probably remarrying? It doesn't have to be now. In the future, what are your thoughts on it?
Marriage is good. I cannot be like this forever. I cannot be single forever. Guys have come my way, but the first point of call are my children. Okay, so, and it gets so emotional when and I don't know whether it's psychological, because I tend to mark your words. If it goes against my children, you are out. You understand? So it's been like that, and sometimes maybe if their dad had said the same thing, I would have ignored. But then I've become so protective of them that it's difficult opening up to another man. Maybe the man who understands me will still stand by me. But I've become really, really protective of them, and sometimes too, they really don't want you to go out anyway. Maybe. So it's a 2-way affair. So how do I do it? You're going out, mommy. Where are you going? It's as if they own you.
I see.
Yeah. So
you have given us some very touchy story, amazing experience. Amazing, not because it's fantastic, but it's actually mind-blowing. And you are young. I don't think any woman sets out to have a story like this at your age. And I really admire your strength to go through the process. You still have your things together. You still are taking care of your children very well. I see them and I know the marvelous things you're doing. And it's been amazing having you on the show. But I can't let you go until you answer a few questions for me. When we go into the book. All right.
Can I see?
No. If you had the power to read minds or to teleport and be anywhere you want to be, which one would you choose?
I'd rather teleport and be anywhere I want to be. Why would I know someone's mind? Come on, you'll not be free. I want to be a free person.
So you'd rather move around and just be anywhere you want to be?
Yes. I wouldn't want to know what you're thinking.
Yeah, because what I'm thinking is very dark.
It will break your heart. Why would I want to do that? No.
Okay, so if you were happy, there was some fantastic news and you had to celebrate, will you sing or will you dance?
I can't sing and dance to save my life. I'll sing. I'll sing for everybody to run away.
Okay, so give me one tune. Give me one song. A go-to song you sing, like when you're very happy you've won the lottery and you're excited. I'm testing your vocal skills. Or the song is not singing.
It's a Nigerian song. It's like when I'm happy. Come and see, oh, come and see, come and see, oh, come and see, come and see what the Lord has done. Come
the voice is not bad.
See what the Lord has done. Yay!
You hear my version. My version is what is not proper singing. That was very good. Now the last one. Okay, now if you had the power to look into the future but not be able to change anything about it, and you could also go into your past and change just one thing without knowing what the outcome would be in the future, which one would you choose?
No, I'd rather look into the future and not be able to change anything because I have God.
Okay.
Yeah. He says his plans for us are yea and amen. And what he has in store for us, no man has seen or ears have heard what God has in store for us. So I believe in God, and I know He's got good plans for me. That's the person who brought me to this world, and I trust Him.
So whatever plans He has for you, you are just trusting Him along with the plans.
I mean, if I don't trust God, who can I trust?
I see. On that note, it's been amazing, but I promised that I was going to hear Nuku's take. That's your daughter, the first child, on how it has been. Well, you brought her to the studio, so so I'm putting her on the spot.
That's fine. Nuku, come.
Okay, there she walks, pretty, and she has the face of daddy. So come closer. All right, so I think Mommy's going to hold the microphone to you. And so just one question. You knew your dad before he passed?
Yes.
And were you able to come to terms with the fact that he was no longer going to come home for you to physically see as daddy?
No.
You still haven't come to terms with it?
No.
So how are you dealing with it?
It's tough.
It's tough. So what do you do on a day, sometimes when you really miss him and you wish him around, what do you do?
I'll talk to my mom about it and she'll comfort me.
She'll comfort you. Oh, Mommy, your job is huge.
Yeah, I just have to. It's like sometimes I feel like crying too, but why cry in front of these kids and break their hearts? So I just have to be strong and be there for them.
Well, Nuku, it's been nice having you, and thank you for your strength to even come and stand here and talk. When I was your age, I couldn't do this. It's true, I couldn't talk, but you talked, and I can see you have the fire in the face of daddy. And that's a good thing, all right? So keep it up. Keep being strong, okay?
Okay.
All right, then.
Thank you.
So once again, it's been an emotional one, personally for me, because I know Eyram very well. So personally, this has been a very emotional one for me because I know Eyram very well. I knew the husband also, and then the children. And this story is probably, it's not as difficult as she is. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, it doesn't hit me as hard, but it has hit me hard. So I'm trying to figure out how it's hit her. If I see it as a difficult thing, I'm imagining what she's feeling. But I brought this on this episode because there are real issues happening out there. And sometimes seeing people who have gone through such experiences or those kind of experiences, how they have, struggled to get through and how they are standing on their feet and making sure that they wake up day in, day out to do what they are supposed to do. I hope that Eyram's story would encourage someone out there to know that, yes, it is difficult, but there's always some light at the end of the tunnel. And be very careful, mindful of people who want to scam you or take advantage of you when you are in distress. It's very important that in spite of everything, just keep a level head so that people don't use your grief to scam you. And trust in something. As far as Eyram is concerned, trust in God because He knows the plans that He has for you. Not plans of man, but His plans for you. And maybe if you trust in God, you'll be able to get through it. So, Eyram, once again, thank you for having me. It was amazing. I think your hand is in order. Okay, so this has been Salsarozie, and this is my YouTube channel. I can't wait to have you again on another episode. Once again, bye. Bye. If you do like this, don't forget to subscribe. Turn on your notification button so that you can get more of this content every week. Thank you. Or every day, whatever. Is it okay? Okay. Salsarozie.